In today's tutorial, I'm going to show you how to build 5 different automatic furnace systems ranging from easy to extremely easy, including one that you have likely never seen or thought of before. Automatic furnace systems are a requirement for any player in any world, and the only question is, how big or small do you want yours to be? I'll be showing you everything from a simple single furnace setup to a setup of over 70 furnaces that is actually still incredibly simple to make. To make seeing how these work easier for you, I have included a world download for you to check everything out yourself. If you enjoy these sorts of videos, be sure to tell YouTube that by clicking the like button and subscribe button right now. Okay, so before we get into the furnace systems, let me just show you a couple basic pieces of information about the 4 different furnace types. Yes, I did say there's 4. I have a secret one right here you're not going to expect. There are 4 different furnace types that we can use to cook various different things. You have your regular furnace here. This will smelt anything and everything. You have your blast furnace, which is made for ores and metals. And then finally, you have your smoker, which is made to cook foods. So you can use any one of these things in any of these systems that I show you, but just keep in mind that generally speaking, the regular furnace is going to be the best, but if you have a specialty case or you want to set up a small area to do something specific, like to drop your ores off at or to drop a whole bunch of food off at, you can use either one of these two. And the reason you would want to use the blast furnace or the smoker is because they cook 2 times faster than the regular furnace. They don't use less fuel or anything like that. They're just faster, that's it. So 2 of these will still equal 1 of these or 1 of these. Now there is a 4th thing here that you can use, and I'm going to include a setup with this a little bit later, and that thing is the campfire. The campfire can cook up to 4 pieces of food at a time, and it requires no fuel to run. Not only is it great for the early game, but I'm going to show you a setup that is really nice for this in the mid to later game as well. So our first system here is going to be a single furnace setup. Now, normally what a lot of people do in the beginning of the game is they place down a furnace, they put some fuel into the furnace in the bottom slot here, and they put something they want to smelt in the top slot, and you just kind of sit here and wait for it to go. After a period of time goes by, you come up, you take your 64 items out that have smelted, and then you drop another stack of items in. It requires a lot of manual labor. There's a lot of manual parts of going in and clicking the stuff in and clicking the stuff out. So instead of doing just a normal furnace setup, you can actually automate this. I'm going to put down a temporary block right here. I'm going to put down the furnace here. I'm going to break that temporary block and put a chest down right here. We're going to face a hopper into the back of the chest. We're going to face a hopper into the back of the furnace, and we're going to face a hopper into the top of the furnace. We're going to put a chest up here and a chest right here. Now, anything that you put in the top of the furnace will automatically go into the smeltable slot, and anything you put in the back of the furnace will automatically go into the fuel slot, and then everything that gets finished smelting in the furnace or cooking in the furnace will go automatically out the bottom and into this chest. So the hoppers are doing all the work for us. Now, instead of only doing 1 stack of things at a time, I can drop in a few stacks of things here, and then I don't have to worry about doing anything manually with the furnace at this point. I could just let it run as I go about doing my normal survival Minecrafty things, and then come back and get the stuff out that's been smelted whenever I need to. Now, whenever you do this, and this will apply to all the systems that we do going forward from here, normally when you pull stuff out of a furnace, you do get XP from that. You get experience points that'll gain you levels that you can use for enchanting or the anvil or whatever, right? So with this, it's kind of hard to do because the item, it pops in here and immediately goes out. So if you want to be able to very easily be able to get stuff out of here, go ahead and crouch and place a lever anywhere on the furnace. And when you flick that lever, it will lock this hopper right here. So this hopper can no longer take items, and those items that the furnace smelts will stay here in the furnace, and you can just pull the item out. It will remember that you've already smelted the number of things that have gone through it, so there's no need for those items to collect in here. You could just simply flick the switch, wait for 1 item to pull out, pull that 1 item out, and then flick it back or get rid of it, and then let it continue to run like normal. Now, this is still kind of slow, but maybe you don't want to go too complicated with a furnace setup quite yet. So you can very easily double or quadruple this without having to really know a lot or without having to get a whole lot of things together. So let me show you how to do that really quick. We're going to place down a temporary block here, and I'm going to start with 2 furnaces here. I'm going to put a chest right here. I'm going to run a hopper into this chest just like that right there. I'm going to place 2 hoppers on the top and then a double chest here on the top. I'm going to place 2 hoppers in the back and then a double chest in the back. Now, whenever I drop in some sand to be smelted and some fuel in the back, both furnaces will start running, meaning that I will now be running at 2 times the speed as I was with this, and all of the drops will move across here into this hopper and then into this chest, and my system is now twice as fast. But I can actually take this a step further pretty easily and make this do 4 at a time instead of just 2 at a time. I'm going to put down another chest right here. I'm going to take another hopper into the back of the chest and into the side right there. We're going to place 2 more chests or hoppers right here, place 2 more chests back here, place 2 more hoppers up top, put another double chest here, put 2 more hoppers right here, and a double chest up top right there. Now I'm going to grab a bunch of sand, and I can put all of my sand in this top guy right here, and it will evenly split its way down here. I'm going to throw a little bit more fuel in the back right here, and now my system is automatically running 4 furnaces at a time. Now, I wouldn't recommend going any bigger than this with this type of setup, but doing 4 is pretty reasonable, and it gets you 4 times the output of this, and is so much easier to doing this. Again, remembering you can put blast furnaces or smokers here. You can interchange them if you want to, and don't forget that you could do your levers to get your XP out. Now, I'm going to show you something that I've never seen anybody else make before. It just came to my mind the other day, and I thought it was a really cool way to utilize campfires, because campfires are a little annoying. The way that they work is you set it down, you put some food on it, you have to wait around, I don't remember the exact time, 10, 12, 15 seconds, something right around there. And eventually that food pops off and it's cooked, it's ready to go. Doesn't require you to use any kind of fuel, but it does require you to place down the items manually. There is no way to dispenser the items on here or anything like that. You have to click it. It's the only way to do it is you have to click. But you can pick up the items automatically. Now, we can't just simply put a hopper below it because these items, look, they kind of pop up all over the place. And that would make it kind of hard to get them because you would need a lot of hoppers. So I came up with a little solution here that I think you guys are going to like. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to place down, let's do a double chest right here. A hopper into here. And we'll make this thing 8 hoppers this way. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And this way, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. I'm going to go ahead and place campfires down on top of all these hoppers. Now, once I have this, I'm going to place solid blocks going just around the front and the sides here, just like this. I'm going to also put some on the sides right here. And then I'm going to put slabs across here. And I do need to block off the backside, so I'm going to put solid blocks going across the back right here. And then if you don't want to have to deal with or see any of the smoke, you can go ahead and you can place not one, but 2 rows of blocks on top, and that will get rid of the smoke, which should also help reduce any type of lag. Now I can go up to the front here, and I can just place 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and click every single one of these guys 4 times, and this will put the meat inside of it. And once that is done, all of this meat will cook. It will not be able to pop out. It will pop up, and it will be trapped inside of there. And we have ourselves a nice, easy solution for getting a whole bunch of cooked food absolutely for free. You can of course expand this up or down in any way that you may like to, and I can look in here and all of my cooked steak is now going in. With 16 of these campfires, we get 4 pieces of meat each, means we will get a full stack of food just from this system right here, all by itself, and we never have to fuel it again. Now, if you had some sort of auto clicker and some way to keep giving yourself cooked meat, you could automate this. You could put yourself on a minecart that goes back and forth, and the auto clicker just keeps clicking as you go by. And in some way for more meat to get put in your inventory and you could have a fully automatic system with just campfires if you wanted to. All right, I'm gonna give myself a little bit of space here because I don't feel like listening to the campfires. We're gonna go down a little bit, and now we're going to do a larger automatic furnace system. This thing is going to be so incredibly easy for you to make. I'm gonna get in line with this, and we're going to put ourselves a double chest right about here. We're actually going to start out the same as we did over there. I'm going to put 1, 2, 3, 4 hoppers here, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 hoppers here. We're going to have a total of 8 hoppers. I'm going to put a furnace on top of each one, just like this. I'm going to put hoppers on top of each one of these, and hoppers going into the back of each one of these. Now we're going to put a solid block here, 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 and here. Same thing on this side. And then we are going to run a couple powered rails right here, and then regular rails, and then a couple powered rails here, and do the same thing down here. Now you may notice that these guys, like this thing is going to want to like connect up there. Depending on which way you're facing, this may be kind of annoying, but this is actually an extra row that we're going to get rid of here in a second, and this is going to make it very easy for you to do. We're going to go ahead and place these rails here, go ahead and do the double here. Now you can get rid of these guys and get rid of these guys. Put a solid block right there, a solid block right there. Do the same thing on the other side, there and there. Go ahead and place a lever right here and right here. You're gonna leave those turned on all the time. Place a lever right here and right here. You're gonna turn those on when you need them. Next, get yourself 2 chest minecarts. Place one here, place one here. Actually, I don't like that I can't see that one easy, so we're gonna make one small change. I'm going to break this. I'm going to place a slab, a top slab right there. And I'm going to replace my powered rail there, and we should be good to go because now I can actually see this minecart chest, and I can see this one as well. And that's it. This system's actually ready to go. So we could put all of our things we're going to smelt inside of here. I could put a whole lot of them. I can go ahead and put my fuel in here. And when we turn both of these on, the system will automatically evenly distribute itself. So those items get evenly spread out between all of your furnaces. And all of those items will make their way down here to the chest. Now this one's just 8, but you can go larger with this. You can actually go much larger with this. I'm gonna show you the biggest one you can make that is the exact same setup as this, just longer, requires no extra redstone setup or anything like that. I'm gonna go ahead and pre-build it, and then I'll show you it. Okay, so here's our next system, and it's basically the same thing, but it's stretched to be a lot longer. Actually, it's a total of 78 furnaces long, which is the longest that you would potentially want to run this sort of system. Now, keep in mind, if you leave the area while it's running, that minecart will stop and the system will not be running. So you do need to stay within the area while it does this, but it's timed in a way to where the cart will go all the way down and come all the way back. And by the time it gets back over top of a furnace, that furnace will have just finished smelting the last item that was in it as it loads the next item, meaning you don't have any waste of fuel and you don't have any buildup of items happening inside of the system. Now, item buildup's not bad, but we don't want to waste fuel. So I have this thing already set up. I can dump a whole bunch of sand or whatever I want to in here. And I have fuel in this guy right here. So I can flick this lever, flip this lever, and as you can see, it is off to the races. We just have to spread the rails out. I did about every 8 blocks. You just want it to be spread out enough to where the cart doesn't slow down or stop. You have to power all of those rails. And you want to have a chest about every 13 blocks or so apart. There are 26 total hoppers going to this chest, 13 on this side, 13 on this side. You cannot run everything to a single double chest. It is too many items coming through too quickly. The chest or the hoppers will not actually be able to keep up with the amount of items coming through. But as you take a look here, we have already a whole stack of items already in this system. It is insane how quick this is. So if you're the type that needs to smelt a lot of things very quickly, this is the way to go. And you'll see as I look into this guy right here, the second this finishes, bam, a new item gets dropped right in. We are not wasting any fuel. This thing is 100% efficient. Now, let's take everything we've learned here and let's make this into something that looks a little bit better, is likely to fit inside of your base, adds in one extra component but otherwise works exactly the same as what we've already done. Okay, so I'm going to show you this in phases. We have a 32 furnace room set up here, and as you've seen, it's the same concept. Rails go across, rails are powered, all the hoppers are set up the exact same way, but we just put a bend in it. We have a little bend in the track here, a little bend in the track here, so that way we're actually making this into a nice little room that doesn't have to be this huge long hallway. You can kind of make these things whatever shape you want to, have whatever amount of furnaces that you want to have. Again, I don't recommend making it more than 78 total blocks traveled, because if you do, you're going to have furnaces that are wasting fuel. We definitely have less than 78 blocks traveled here, so we're good to go. You can make this thing smaller or a little bit bigger. Either way is perfectly fine. We have our storage that's going to collect right down here in the middle. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add in a floor. I'm going to kind of decorate around this a little bit. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to have a smarter system for loading all of our items into the furnace system here. So we don't have to think a whole lot about it. We just load it, we hit a button, and we leave it. And that's all we have to do. It'll run on its own. It'll automatically stop running the mine carts when they don't need to run anymore, which will be great, because if the mine carts run all the time and we leave the area, the mine cart's probably going to get stuck somewhere. We don't want it to get stuck. Also, the mine carts running introduces a little bit of lag. It's a lot of things. So it's going to make life a little bit easier with a simple on-off switch in a nice little area for these mine carts to tuck into for us to be able to use. I'm also going to turn this more into the shape of a room, so I know where I want to put that. So give me another few moments. I'm going to do those things. And when I get back, I'll show you how that system works and what the final build could look like. All right, so I've added in the rest. I'll show you the inside in a moment. It looks kind of cool in there. But we have our mine carts here. This is where I've stopped them. And this is the system to automatically send them off. This is an activator rail. And an activator rail simply just gets power whenever something rides over top of it. But if you have a comparator reading the activator rail, it can actually see what's inside of the minecart chest. So the way that we have this thing set up is if there's anything inside of this minecart chest, this comparator will get power. It'll send power to this block right here. This repeater will see that this block is powered. It will take that power and it will amplify it. It will repeat it out at full strength, and that powers that block. And then that power hits the redstone dust right here, these two redstone dust lines. And then since the line is running into that block, that's the powered rail that this minecart is sitting on. So basically the way this thing works is whenever that chest minecart is coming back through and it comes down here and it goes over top of this, if it's empty, if there's nothing left in it, then this doesn't get power. The chest cart stops right there. If there is even one item inside of it, only one, this will get power and it will send power out to that powered rail right there. And then that minecart will instead bounce and then go back up again. Also, to make sure our signal gets there at the proper amount of time, we do have this repeater on a 4-tick delay. And I've done the exact same thing over here. You can maybe see it a little bit better because there's not as many things in the way, but that's how it works. The chest minecart has stuff in it. The signal goes out, powers the rail, sends it out. And I'm going to show you this in motion right now. Let's go ahead and show you the interior here. I didn't spend a ton of time with this. It is just a tutorial, but I wanted to build you something to look kind of cool, look kind of nice. So that's what we have here. We have everything going to the chest right here that we can easily access. The left side is the fuel. And the right side is the stuff we want to smelt. So once I load it, all I have to do is hit the button one time. Hit it, hit it. Those carts have now taken off. They are now filling everything up. They're bouncing back. And you'll see what happens is since the cart has stuff in it, see how it docks? Oh, I forgot to put that one on 4 ticks. See, that's what happens when you don't do everything properly the first time. Let's hit this button again. Let's watch it take off. And what we should get to witness now is that the cart will get sent off properly this time. Here it comes. There it is. and it gets sent right back off. So these carts will continue to do this. They will not stop this until they are empty. And what you'll see here is this thing has not been running very long. And look at all of the copper that we already have in our chest here. And this thing will keep going. Got some cool designs going here where we get to see the minecart go across the track. Everything is lit up really well. Really cool little way to build a automatic furnace room without going super complicated, without a ton of different redstone circuits. It's all the basic stuff, plus these couple extra little components right there that make this whole thing possible and give you a way to get an absolutely ton of smelting done in a very short period of time in a way that looks really cool. You can build a nice little building around this or put it underground or whatever you want. Anyways, that's going to be it for the tutorial today. Hopefully you loved all of these different types of furnace systems and you find one that fits your needs absolutely perfectly. If you enjoy these types of videos, click the like button, subscribe to the channel, and make sure you leave a comment down below, turn on those notifications, all the good stuff. I appreciate you guys watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.